Hola amigos, me llamo Max and welcome back to another video of Dead by Daylight. But in today's video, I'm going over everything that DBD has released in last night's stream. I didn't get to watch all of it. I took some time to watch a little bit of the stream this morning, and I saw some clips on TikTok. Obviously, they're gonna ruin it, and then of course I'm following them on Facebook, so I see what they post on there. But I'm just going to give you a rundown of everything that was announced at the convention that DVD was at last night. So first off, I want to say 10 years has been amazing, and for the 10 years and for the 10-year anniversary, DVD has really they went full out for this year, and I can't wait. So the first thing we're talking about is some indie games that they shout out to hopefully grow, to maybe have the same success as Dead by Daylight. So the first indie game is called Terrible Lizards. It will be available on PC and consoles. When I saw the trailer that they announced for it, it reminded me of a mascot horror kind of game, which nothing wrong with that. Just kind of not my taste. The second game is called Don't Fret. That game actually looks pretty interesting. It looks really cool. I actually wouldn't mind playing that with a few of my friends. If it's co-op, if it's not, I think it's single player. But also, it's going to be available on console and PC. The last game that we got was Miss Magpie or Mr. Magpie's Harmless Card Game. That game looks a little goofy, a little fun. That game will only first be on PC and then sooner or later on console. But those are the three indie games that they have brought out, that they showcased at the event last night. Moving on, if you guys know, there is a movie studio called Blumhouse. They have bought the rights to the DVD Dead by Daylight movie script, and Blumhouse are known for such franchises as Insidious, FNAF, aka Five Nights at Freddy's, and then The Paranormal Activity. So they have some big names underneath their belt, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the Dead by Daylight. If they're gonna do like the Trapper Evan McMillan on his story, or if they're gonna do like kind of like Trick or Treat, VHS, and like Creepshow, where it's just a bunch of little stories into one big thing, and somehow they're all connected with the entity. It'd be really cool, but I feel like there's some characters out there, especially like the Dredge, the Unknown, even possibly the Legion, needs more than just like a very small time in the movie to really put on like to describe their backstories if they're gonna do the exact way from the show. I'm wondering if they're gonna do multiple movies, so they can do Dead by Daylight, The Trapper, and then go to the Wraith, and just go down a list of DVD killers that are original killers. Same thing with survivors. Obviously, there will be some killers who are from the franchise, better than, obviously not better, but they work better in a movie script than you can say like you can't make a movie on Dead by Daylight for like the Shape or the Jason, the slasher, and something like that. So if it's like non-licensed, it's non-DVD related, then yeah, I can see that possibly being the case. Okay, sorry, I was distracted. But I am very curious to how they're gonna do the movies, how they're gonna do this Dead by Daylight movie. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see it. I think it's gonna be the same thing like FNAF, where they actually took time and didn't make it just like a mainstream movie, but really put their time and effort to show the fans some love and support through the franchise. Next up on the agenda is game designs. So they are going to do some visual updates, some new game modes, and then a new map coming year 11, so 2027. But visual effects, visual updates, survivors are going to get a massive redesign, kind of. I say redesign is they're going to look more fleshy than anything. Yeah, so they're gonna look more flesh-like. They're gonna have when they get hooked. Whenever they get hooked, they're gonna scream different, or their expressions on their face are gonna look completely different from what they are now. But all the survivors are gonna get a visual rework. Done in the future, which I can't wait. But my biggest thing is they're gonna look human, more human than what they do now. How are they gonna do certain characters such as William from, or AKA Bill from Left 4 Dead, maybe even Lara Croft from Tomb Raider? How are they gonna make those characters look realistic? Any character from a game franchise that's in this, I think it's gonna be a little difficult to make more realistic. But I would love to see what they do with those characters in the future. Next, map-wise, they're gonna be updating maps. They're redesigning all the maps. They're gonna be darker, I would say. They're gonna be more darker, more visually appealing to to the survivors. And then they're actually gonna add weather aspects to it, so it can be, and this is what they said in the live stream, which is on their YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, so you guys can watch the full stream, I think it's like 9 to 10 hours long. But pretty much they're gonna have lightning, rain, possible snow. I don't think wind's gonna be that big. They joked about Sharknado, but I don't see Sharknado happening. This obviously because it's a movie, it's a property owned by someone. But if they could, it'd be really cool. The maps, like I said, are completely different. Everything is gonna look more realistic than what it is now. And honestly, I'm super excited to see how that is. I'm wondering how big the update's gonna be. I don't remember exactly when that's gonna happen. But speaking of maps, there is a new map called the Mall coming out in year 11, which is 2007. So next year, we're gonna get a new map called the Mall, which actually looks like a mall. I think that's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to see how that map works. If it's gonna have up or down, multiple floors added to it, and if there's gonna be escalators and if they work. I think that map's gonna be really fun and really interesting to look at. Game modes, they released a little teaser trailer, like a little short before the stream, about 2 new game modes that they're gonna do. So one is, I feel like a lot of people are gonna do this one, is 1v1s. If you don't know what 1v1s are, it's very simple. It's literally one person's a survivor, one person's a killer. They start Killer Shack, and it's pretty much chase that person down and you keep track, and whoever has the longest time as survivor wins. It's very simple, very easy to understand, and I think it's been like a big part of Dead by Daylight, especially for the competitive side. If people are just talking smack or just wanting to show off like, hey, I can do better than you, I think this is a good opportunity for players and friends to actually have some fun in the game. The other game mode they're doing, which is in early progress right now, is called Zombies. It's kind of like the 1v4 situation of regular DVD, but you're 4 survivors and you have to find like antidotes around the map, and you can sneak up behind the zombies and cure them, or give them an antidote to cure them. But at the same time, the zombies are obviously going to be chasing you and attacking you and everything else. in between. Even the survivors could be affected and turn into zombies, which I think would be really cool. Yeah, but I think that'd be really fun, just seeing some zombies chasing people around. And then my biggest question is, if you're playing as a survivor and you do turn infected, do you become, when you become a zombie, do you take control of that zombie? Yeah, do you take control of that zombie if you're, or are you gonna like die and spectate, and you have to wait to get an antidote to become back as a survivor? I don't know, there's a lot of cool, interesting things with the zombie mode. Like I said, it's in its early development at the moment, so they showed us some footage of it. It's really like polygram right now, so it looks very bad, but I think that could be a fun, interesting game mode added into Dead by Daylight. Don't know if it's gonna be a actual game mode that stays like the one before, or if it's gonna be like a event, but I don't think it is, because they say game modes. I mean, sure, there's 2v8 modes and lights out and other stuff like that, but those more like events. So I'm wondering if these two game modes, zombies and 1v1s, are gonna stay in Dead by Daylight. The next thing we're gonna talk about is collabs. Dead by Daylight went all out and came up with so many different collabs this year. It's insane. So obviously, first collab we're going to talk about is Jason. We know that tomorrow, so they're going to be tomorrow, Jason from the Jason universe will be coming into Dead by Daylight. Ooh, sorry. Hiccup. Yeah, but Jason from the Jason universe is coming to Dead by Daylight tomorrow. He'll be known as the Slasher, so that's gonna be really cool. The next collab we're gonna talk about, and I'm just going off my list of stuff right here, so the years and dates might be different, but that's fine. The first one we're gonna talk about is Silent Hill. They are going back to Silent Hill, which is very cool. We're gonna have a survivor skin and a killer skin for the Silent Hill collab. Again, the first one will be a legendary cosmetic for Cheryl Mason, and this is from Silent Hill F. If you guys remember that one, that took place in more like a Japan theme. But the survivor for Cheryl Mason, the legendary skin, is going to be Shimazui Hanako. If I butchered the name, I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I feel terrible, but I can't. I'm not good with some words. And then the spirit will also be getting a new cosmetic called I Take Your Medicine, or Take Your Medicine. Sorry. And it's like the nurse skins, or the nurses from like Silent Hill 2 from the movie and the games, or even from Silent Hill the movie, the first one. So very cool that we're actually getting like nurse aesthetic, the cosmetics into the game. I really like those a lot. Those nurses already creep me out, but that'll be coming June 30th, coming 2027. So we have to wait a little bit, a year, before that actually is a real thing. After that, we're going back to The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, if you guys remember, it was somewhat of a small little collab that they did. First, it was with, so it was right before the FNAF trailer came out, or FNAF chapter came out. So they didn't really have enough time to like show off, but Dead by Daylight did a collab with The Walking Dead the first time. We had a new map, and then we also had Rick Grimes, Michonne Grimes, and then Daryl Dixon for a legendary skin for Rick. Recently we got a legendary skin for Michonne, which is a Maggie. And now the next legendary skin we're getting are both for Rick. One, it will be Glenn, so Maggie's no longer alone. And then we'll also get that will be coming. Glenn will be happening August of this year, and then next year, don't know the exact date yet, but I know it's in 2027. It's gonna be Negan for the legendary cosmetic for Rick Grimes, which I can see a lot of people running Negan. Hopefully he has some voice lines from the show. I wouldn't mind hearing little piggy, let me in every now and then. I think that'd be really fun, really cool. But the next, going down my list, like I said, the next, which I was really surprised, and I'm kind of curious to see how many characters are going to do, is the next collab is going to be Scooby-Doo. The cartoon? Yeah, Scooby-Doo. They showed off one skin. I believe it was for Dwight. And it's Scooby, and it's like a little hoodie. But that is coming out in December of this year. So be ready to grab some Scooby snacks, get your gang, and go on a mystery. I'm wondering if they're gonna do other survivors, but the other people from the movie, such as Daphne, Fred, Velma, and Shaggy. If they did, I'm kind of curious who they would pick to be in those for those cosmetics. Automatically, I'm thinking Felix for both Fred and maybe Shaggy. Probably Felix more, and then or not for Shaggy. I'm sorry. For I think Fred would be a perfect one for Felix. Shaggy could be a good one for Ace, since Dwight has Freddy. Daphne, I can see being Kate. Velma, I don't know. There's a few characters that I have in mind that could be a good Velma, but not 100% sure who would be the perfect choice for it. Next, and this is towards the end of the stream, so I'll wait for that. Next, coming in October, they're gonna do Diablo 4, and the artist is gonna be getting Lilith. If you guys remember, if you played Diablo 4, it's another video game franchise, and the design for Lilith was really cool. So the fact that the artist is getting another cool cosmetic is pretty sweet. And I feel like the artist is getting a lot of love lately because I'm seeing a lot of artist skins popping off for the past couple years. So maybe they're showing her some more love. Speaking of video games, if you remember, Dead by Daylight made another game called The Casting of Frank Stone not too long ago. I think it was 2 years ago. But it's kind of like a Telltale game, and you just make your decisions and you move on from there. But that is coming in 2027 is an official chapter. So we might be getting a new killer called Frank Stone into Dead by Daylight, which would be really, really, really cool. We already know that Dead by Daylight loves music. They've done a lot of collabs. One with Iron Maiden, another one with Slipknot. But they're going back to Iron Maiden in the summer of this year, giving the Huntress a new skin with an Eddie variant of her. So I'm very curious to see how her homs are going to be different, and if they're going to give her a different Mori, or what they're going to do with that killer. I feel like it'd be really cool. I'm kind of curious to see what they're planning to do with it. Obviously we have to wait until that comes out. Speaking of bands, the next chapter, or not the next chapter, I'm sorry, the other band that's getting a collab with is going to be Ice Nine Kills, which I'm a big fan of Ice Nine Kills. I love their music. They're very horror based. they had done a video game song in the past, which was Resident Evil. So I'm glad they actually get a chance to do Dead by Daylight. Spencer Charnas, who is the lead singer for that band, I feel like he's a really cool guy. Him and his band, they love horror, obviously. They've come up with a lot of songs that I like. I like Hip to Be Squared, The Work of Art, Assault and Battery, which is all just from horror movies, which was American Psycho, Terrifier, and Child's Play. So, Ice Night Kills collab is happening June 16th of this year, where Legion is going to get a mask add-on. Not add-on, but a new mask, and then Dwight and a few other survivors are going to get some shirts as well. Where else? Oh, same time this year, not the same time, sorry. Same year, we are getting Art the Clown, the Terrifier collab, which was completely unexpected in my eyes. I did not have Art the Clown coming in Dead by Daylight this year on my bingo card, but they did it. I know in the past, Damian Leone, I believe that's how you say his name, he's been asking Dead by Daylight for quite a while if they can have Art into the realm. Question is it going to be his own skin? Is it going to be his own killer? Or is this going to be a cosmetic for another killer in the game? Which the only character that can really see that being is the clown. But we could have two clowns now in Dead by Daylight, which I don't see why not. We already have two chainsaw wielding maniacs, the Hillbilly and Bubba. So why not give the clown some love? I think that is all the collabs that I've seen so far. I think I went over them all. But the next thing we're going to talk about is the roadmap. So this year, or in this month of June, we're getting Jason tomorrow, obviously. But then original chapter called The Life Road. It's a new survivor named Shane Wingas. He looks Native American, which I think is pretty cool. I think he's be the first Native American survivor we have in this game. I already know two of his perks from the PTB for Jason, which is one, if you walk in the killer's, you can see the killer's footsteps, and if you walk in them, you become elusive. And then the second one is that if there's a down pallet, if you vault it, it resets, but it becomes blocked, which is going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. I can see a lot of people running some builds to do that. July, there's a new rift called the Sunflesh. Don't know much about that, but new rift, new skins, new emblems, new charms, more ways to get blood points, so that's going to be really fun. In August of this year, we're getting an original chapter called Chorus of Sin. This is the DBD community killer and survivor, which is kind of like an angel and then like a what should you call it? I forgot what the survivor is based off of, but new skin for both, or not new skin. I mean, yeah, it's some new skins, but a new survivor is pretty cool, and then we're gonna have a new killer as well, which is really, really interesting. I can't wait to see it come true. Freaking Karen. So yeah, that is happening in August, and then of October this year, there's another rift. Don't know if that's going to be a recurring rift or if they're going to add on to it, or it might be just a new rift, but we really don't know much about that. November of this year, like I said, we were getting a licensed chapter, which is Terrifier, which is going to be awesome. So I think we might get a new clown in the game. After that, in December, to end off the year, we're getting a new original map, which is the mall. maybe. I don't know, because on the when it said with stuff I read, it says coming out next year. So I don't know if that's the mall's gonna be one of the maps. But in January we're getting a Rift again, and then in March of next year we're getting an original chapter, the casting of Frank Stone. Yeah, we are getting the casting of Frank Stone in March, which is the original chapter. So another original killer added to Dead by Daylight. In April, we're getting a new survivor. Don't know who that is. That's gonna be pretty fun. And then events in game mode or modifiers. So mid-June to mid-July, we're getting the Black Banquet, which is a anniversary event. So they got rid of, well, last year they got rid of the Masquerade event. It was our last year of doing it. So this one is called the Black Banquet, which is already looks pretty cool. From the first teaser trailer that they released, it looked really, really awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it really like drew my attention how cool the designs and everything they did. So that should be really cool. And then in the end of July to mid-August, there's gonna be modifiers in game modes, which is gonna be like more summer theme. And then September early to end, so pretty much the month of September, 2v8, which is a very fun. We'll see if they add new killers, or yeah, obviously all the survivors gonna be able, but we'll see if they add new killers into that. And then mid-October to early November, there's gonna be Haunted by Daylight, which they always do for Halloween, which is gonna be sweet. Mid-December to early January, the Bone Chill event, obviously for winter. And then mid-January to early April, it says more to come. Obviously subject to change, which means anything that I just said can be changed from today, which is July 15th, or I'm sorry, June 15th. So all that can change at any point in time. So we just have to keep eye on that to make sure, see what's going to happen and everything else. But that is everything that DVD has posted, that was on their live stream, that everyone has been watching and notifying, and what stuff I'm seeing on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. Like I said, DVD went full out this year for their 10-year anniversary, and I'm very happy. I think the rest of this year, I think this year 10 itself is going to be amazing. I mean, we're getting leave me alone, Michael. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're getting a lot of cool stuff this year. Did I break that pallet? No, I didn't. For the 10 years, we're getting Jason, which is, people have been wanting Jason for a very long time. We're getting another Walking Dead skin, which is Glenn. We're getting Scooby-Doo, Terrifier, Diablo, Ice Knight Kills, another Iron Maiden, some new visual updates, some new game modes. Like I said, DVD went full out this year. I'm very glad they did, because this is the future of Dead by Daylight. Looks very, very, very bright, and I can't wait to see how far it goes. But that's everything. Like I said, if anything changes, I'll let you guys know tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Wednesday, whenever I buy Jason and play Jason and let you guys know how he feels and trying to adapt him in any other challenges. And then I'll make more videos about becoming a Jason main and everything else in between. But until then, we're gonna play this game out. Of course, I get Michael Myers on this freaking map. But I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy this crazy match I'm gonna have right now. Okay, it's like he can be anywhere stalking right now. Damn you, Sable! Why'd you bring him this way? Drop. Yeah. Okay, he's a trooper. Did that gen get that? No, that gen, yeah, it was that gen I was working on. Definitely not main. Okay, still in Koopa. Okay, now I'll go. Bonk. Bye, Jace. Bye, Myers. Let's call you Jason. Bye, Michael. What do you have? I'm kind of curious. What's his build? Fire it up. Spirit Fury, Surge, and just yeah, okay. Dissolution. Not bad. Pretty decent build, honestly. Alright, we got a few games in. Also, if you want 10 million blood points, it's available to today. It runs out tomorrow. Go to the store, you're gonna hit redeem, you're gonna put in DVD 10 birthday. And that's how you get 10 million blood points just to redeem it. Obviously, there's not a cap. If there was, you can spend your blood points now, what you have now, on a killer or survivor, if you're afraid that it won't get all of it. But I've seen some things, or some other people who used it while they had, like, I don't know, 5 million blood points, and they got 15, or they have 15 after they do 10 million. So it's really up to you. Obviously, this is going all to Jason when he comes out tomorrow. So I just wanted to spend some on some killers just to get them leveled up to a certain point. But yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for the follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Check out my Twitch. There'll be a link in the description below. I'll also leave a link to Dead by Daylight's YouTube channel so you guys can watch anything and everything that they post over there. Tell them that I sent you over there, show them some love. If you want to check out my Twitch, like I said, there's a link in the description down below. Click on that, it'll take you straight to my Twitch. If you're watching this on Twitch, thank you for coming in. I see a few people coming in a little late, that's okay. Please drop a follow. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys do know when I do go live. Like I said, I'm gonna try and go live tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Wednesday. If you want to check out my YouTube, there will be a link in my bio that'll take you straight to my YouTube so you can do all that fancy stuff over there. But I'm gonna end the video here. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Adios, amigos.